Welcome to Vlogmas Day 6. In this vlog, we're going to be talking about project planning basics, and we'll be using Christmas as our example so we can learn how to take really big projects, break them down into reasonable, realistic, bite-sized pieces, and so that we can actually enjoy our events instead of feeling stressed and overwhelmed.
Hey guys, so for today's vlog, I want to talk about project planning, more specifically with Christmas, like how to think about and plan your Christmas stuff so that you won't be overwhelmed. I know a lot of you guys are just naturally busy in your everyday life, so it can feel like you don't have time to like really worry about Christmas stuff, or that's overwhelming, or I'll do it later. And then what happens is we push it off into the last minute and then we're stressed out. Just raise your hand if you were stressed out last Christmas or the Christmas before. Okay, so I'm going to show you what helps me kind of break this down so that I can feel empowered to work on it little by little, despite feeling really busy at work and feeling really busy in life in general. So this is actually something that I learned from a podcast. I'm not like perfect at it, but I really like the principles. And so basically the first phase of this is we need to kind of have a general to-do list. One thing that I think people do that's overwhelming is they try to write every single little thing out, and their to-do list is like 100 items long, and of course that's overwhelming. So a way that I like to do it is now I like to think about what are the 4 major categories, 4 major themes, or 4 major phases that need to happen for me to go from point A, which is not being prepared, to point Z, which is preparation. And so one thing that I like to do to kind of get my juices flowing is I will open my phone and pull up like a Christmas planning list. That way I don't have to use my own mental energy just to get inspiration. Like, what are the kind of things that I need to be working on? And then from there, I need to think about like my 4 buckets of tasks. And if you find that you need more than 4 buckets, that means that your theme is not big enough. You need to like kind of go up a level. So I'm gonna just try it. This is not a pre-planned video. I'm just going to just think about this stuff off the top of my head. You guys know that I started planning for Christmas in October so that I wouldn't even have to think about this really. But if you're like kind of at the last minute, we have like 20 days left, you may need to start thinking about how to break this down. So let's go. So in terms of big categories, I'm going to say decorations. I'm gonna say gifts. I'm going to say food, and I'm going to say traditions. Now for some of you guys, you may have some other things I did not cover on this list. Maybe instead of like food, your thing is going to be hosting. Maybe you're expecting people to come over, so you need to get the house clean and make accommodations for them. You know, maybe you don't have a lot of traditions that you need to do, so you just write the one tradition. So basically, or maybe you need to just have a house category. I don't know. I'm just saying that these are flexible and that they can vary from person to person depending on what you got going on. Our Christmas is going to be pretty simple, so this is what we're going to do. So once again, keep it narrowed down to 4 to prevent overwhelm and to help yourself think about this stuff in categories instead of a long list. Our brains can handle about 3 to 4 categories without feeling like that stress and overwhelm. And then once you start getting much longer than that, it becomes hard for your brain to like hold on into all that. So within each of these categories, now we're going to break it down even more. We need to think about maybe 3 to 4 major milestones that need to happen. So let's think about decorations. What are the 3 to 4 major milestones that need to happen? So for me, I have, let me switch to the other side. I'm going to do my tree. And then another, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm keeping the decorations simple. I have my mantle over the fireplace that needs to be taken care of. I have like things that need to hang. So like my wreath, and then I need to put some decorations over the stairs. Honestly, y'all, I may not do all this year, but I'm just saying, here's some examples. And so those are the 3 major categories. Maybe for some of you guys, you have like kitchen stuff that you need to do, or hot cocoa bar, I don't know. So just think about the categories as broadly or as narrowly as you need to try to keep it within 4. For me, gift giving, what are the major things that I need to see happen in order to be able to properly give gifts? So I'm gonna say I need to first write a list of people who need a gift. Then I need to shop for them. Then I need to wrap presents. And then lastly, I need to make sure the presents get delivered. Okay? And then for food, what are the major things that need to happen in order for me to make sure that the food is taken care of? So I need to maybe come up with a meal plan. I need to print recipes or look up recipes. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna spell this wrong, I always do. And then maybe lastly, I need to grocery shop. And then I need to come up with a plan to prep food and have it served. And then for traditions, what do I need to do with traditions? If you maybe already know your traditions, you can write out the traditions that you want to do. If you don't, then you're gonna be like me. You're gonna say, okay, I need to research tradition ideas. I need to purchase tickets. If you need to go anywhere, or I need to, I'm gonna put this as prep because I can see too many categories are starting to form. So whether I need to purchase tickets or get supplies, write supplies, and then I need to put dates on the calendar. And then I need to execute, but that's pretty obvious, so I'm not gonna put that there. Now, within each of these, there could be like a whole little mini to-do list that can go with that. And so once again, we're gonna break these down, but keep it to 4 items or less. So for a tree, let's see, what do I need to think about for a tree? I need to put the tree up. Oh, I need to go purchase, this actually should have been first, but I'm using marker. But I need to purchase decor if I don't have any already. I need to put ornaments on the tree. And maybe I need to find tree inspiration. So that actually could have been in a different order, but you know, that's why we're brain dumping. So if it's jumbled on my paper, that means it was probably jumbled in my mind. So this would probably be tree inspo, purchase decor, put up tree, put ornaments on tree. Same thing for mantle. So I would just go and fill out this whole thing, and once you're done, I would stop at this level, because what's going to happen is even these can be broken down into further steps, but we're not going to do all that yet for the purposes of planning. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves, okay? So if it can be broken down, go do that and then come back. All right, so here is my list. Once again, yours is going to look different. One thing that I like to do is when I'm done making the list that's in my head, I like to once again refer to that list, that inspiration list that I found on Google or on Pinterest, just to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. And so once you have your sub steps, once again, some of these are going to be broken down into even smaller steps, but I don't even want to worry about that at this stage. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is think about how to break this list down into time. You know, let's assume that we only have 20 days left before Christmas. I know that it's actually 19, but how can we break our timeline down into 4 major milestones? I like to do 3 to 4 milestones. You can do more, or less, but honestly I think you should kind of cap it off at 4 milestones. So that would mean that so I'm gonna break it down into 4 milestones. So I'm just dividing this bottom half of my paper into 4. And then, so if we have 20 days until Christmas, that means that each milestone is only going to be 5 days. So whatever we put in each milestone, this is the first 5 days, this is the second 5 days, this is the third 5 days, this is the fourth 5 days. So day 1 through 5, day 6 through 10, day 11 through 15, day 15 through 20. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the first part of the list and I'm going to prioritize all of these things. Obviously, some things need to be started earlier than others, right? Especially things that are related to planning, making decisions, like all of those things. And then if you have like any reservations that need to be made, all of those things need to be kind of done within the first couple of days to set the foundation for everything else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pulling from this list and I'm going to start putting things into what I think would be the best time to get it done. And then obviously at the other end, there are things that you can't do until the last minute anyway, so let's put it there. And my goal is to try to take this to-do list and not evenly space it, but space it out as much as I can so that I don't feel overwhelmed. Like I want to be able to look at this list and say, okay, I can do this in 5 days and not get overwhelmed. I could do this in 5 days and not get, and so forth and so forth. So I'm gonna work on that now. So starting with, oh, also I wanna say, it's okay if this is a work in process. Ideally, you wouldn't be working with marker and pen. You can do this on like an app. You can do this in pencil, with pencil and paper, something you can erase, because as you start to fill it out, you'll start to see like little problems and stuff, and then you can like rearrange stuff, but I'm just gonna go for it. So actually I will switch to pencil. Okay, so we have tree. We need to, for the tree, we need to get decor. So we need inspo, we need to purchase decor, put the tree up and put ornaments on it. So before I could do any of that, I would need to get inspo. So that would definitely need to go first. Tree inspo. So I'm gonna check that off of here because we have a home for it. Then we need to purchase decorations. I feel like I could do all of that in one day. Purchase tree decor. Now, ideally, you wouldn't be doing all this with only 20 days to go, but this is like if you have, and it is what it is. Then I wouldn't want to wait till the last minute. Like I said, I started my list way early, so instead of 5 days, I had like a couple of weeks. But let's just say you did. I'm gonna say here, I'm going to day 6 through 10, I'm going to put up tree. And then I'm going to also maybe later on in the week decorate tree. So I'm gonna check that off, check that off. For the mantle, I'm gonna also need to get that mantle inspo. So I'm gonna do that on day 1 through 5. I'm also going to order supplies since I'm gonna be at the store anyway. And then I'm going to make time to decorate. Probably here, I can decorate everything at the same time, okay? Boop, boop, boop. And then I need to hang up stuff. So I have an old wreath. So I'm going to pull out old wreath and hang wreath, whatever. So my goal is within the first couple of days to make a plan for the decorations, and then afterwards, put the decorations up. Once again, this could be different for you. Maybe you already have your decorations, and so all of this decorating will be done for days 1 through 5. So all of my decoration checklist tasks, all of my decoration tasks have a home. So in terms of gifts, I need a list of people to make purchases for. So I can do inspo, mantle, I can even do that here. So list of people to shop for. Okay, so I said I also needed to buy things for them. So let's see. Let's assume that I have about 20 people that I need to shop for. I think that for me, I would love to see that broken down. Maybe go handle the first 5 gifts today. Yeah, I can do the second 5 gifts. I could do the third 5 gifts. And this is getting really close, but there are people who be shopping the night before Christmas. This is what happens when we, you know, wait till last minute, but it's okay. And I'm gonna do the 4th set of 5 gifts. And then by the end of this 20 days, I will have all the gifts done. So I put on here, go to the store or make Amazon purchases. I think that I'm not going to put it on here because if you've already been tasked with getting the list, you know what needs to be done. So I'm gonna say this has all been accounted for. Next, we need to wrap presents. You guys, if you've been following my series, I don't want you to wait until the last minute to wrap presents. So try to spread that out. I'm also gonna do the same thing. Try to wrap your first 5 presents wrapped within the first 5 days. So wrap 5 presents. I'm gonna do the same for all of them. Wrap 5 presents. Okay, so in order to do that successfully, over here we're in the purchasing phase. Since you're already going to be at the store looking for tree decor and mantle decor or supplies, go ahead and put here, purchase your wrapping supplies. And then here we have a nice little list. You know, get your tape, get your scissors, get your wrapping paper. You're already going to be at the store in the first 5 days. So don't feel like you're just adding more stuff to your list. You're already going to be at the store. So wrapping supplies, so all that's done. And then in terms of delivering, I wouldn't even worry, for me, I wouldn't even worry about delivering until the last couple of days anyway. So I would want to coordinate drop-off plan for presents. Okay, boom. So let's move over to food. We need to have some meal inspiration. So since my block 1 is looking kind of full, we got decoration over here. I would probably start thinking about that over here in phase 3. Ideally, the earlier the better, but we're, you know, a lot of us are busy. We don't have time to do it all at once. So that's why we're using this tool to encourage us to space it out. You see, we got this big old block with nothing. If you start thinking about this, you know, 10 days out, you'll probably be fine and be able to get what you need. So I would want to do meal research if you don't have family recipes, or if you want to add to your family recipes, and write menu. And then sometime, I'm gonna check that off. And then sometime later on in that week, while you're doing that, you can be printing recipes if you want to do it paper, or you can be saving them to digital meal planning apps. So that way you don't have to come back. So you could do, that could be just one big step. Just spend 30 minutes looking up meals, saying these are the 5 that I want to do, and make sure that you print them once you make that decision. So that bucket is done. Then you need to make a shopping list and add it to your Walmart grocery order, or whenever you go to the store, just swing by those aisles. So let's see. I feel like this day is not looking too bad, and you're gonna have to go grocery shopping anyway. So I'm going to say add Christmas food to grocery list. If you're gonna be hosting, you know, while you're at the store, you may want to grab like plastic utensils, plastic plates, napkins, stuff like that. So add all of that stuff to your grocery list. Okay, and so I'm gonna say that that's done. And then in terms of prep, I highly recommend, you know, I'm gonna put it here that you think about which things can be made ahead of time, like the day before, and which things you plan to make on Christmas Day. and how you plan to arrange that. If you guys have like issues with capacity with your oven, you can't cook too many things at once. Okay, well, this is gonna get done in the morning. This is gonna get done in the afternoon. Like, I highly recommend write out a plan. So I'm gonna put that here on the last space. Write a Christmas meal prep plan. You could literally do this 2 days before Christmas, I think, and be fine. Okay, and then the last thing we have here is traditions. You know, you can do your best with this, but the last thing that we have here is traditions. So I said we need to research ideas, especially for those last couple of days of Christmas. We like to kind of get some stuff going on. We like to do Christmas pajamas. We have a light show that we want to see. So what else? That's about it. Like, I need ideas. So let's see. I feel like looking at this, you need to determine, are you going to be doing Christmas traditions like throughout the month, like something every weekend? Are you going to kind of wait until the last couple of days to get the kids really excited? I think it's going to be different for everyone. But for me, I would like to have some type of combination. So I'm going to go here probably during my week of decorations, and I'm going to say research tradition ideas if you don't have them already. If you have them, then you already know it's popping. Skip this phase and start planning, you know, when it's gonna get done. Tradition ideas. And then I would also say here, purchase tickets if you need to purchase tickets for anything. And then if you need supplies for anything, I'm gonna move it over here just to make it easy. Get supplies for Christmas. So let's say you want to do like arts and crafts or bake cookies or anything like that. You're going to be going to the store anyway. So put it on your list so that the couple of days before Christmas, you can have what you need for Christmas traditions. So you would need to know what those supplies are, right? So maybe I put here research ideas for tradition. So whenever you're researching those ideas, make sure that you print them or save them so that whenever it comes to this next step, it's done. So I'm gonna check. I got all that done. Also with researching tradition ideas, definitely check your community resources, Facebook group, newsletter, whatever, to look for ideas there as well. So, and I put here that we need to purchase tickets. We need to make sure that we get the supplies handled, and then any dates that need to be put on the calendar, you will handle some of that here when you purchase tickets. You'll kind of have already decided a date, but in terms of like your Christmas supplies, I recommend just writing that on a calendar so that you can already know that it's coming and you can make time in your brain to make time for that in your day. So I'm going to put that. It's already starting to look kind of full, you guys. Let's see. I'm gonna say, once again, it just depends what you want to do with your family. If you're gonna be doing a lot of things closer to Christmas, I'm gonna say here, put dates. Nope, no. I'm gonna actually go back here. It's just safer. The earlier you get this stuff done. Put dates on calendar for Christmas, traditions. For things that don't naturally come with a date, you should kind of narrow that down. All right, so let me show you guys what we're looking at. All right, so we've taken that big old to-do list. We're not looking at that anymore. And now we have broken it down so that we can kind of see a logical way to space this out. Okay, for me, I still feel like this low-key looks overwhelming, so I'm going to go ahead and move into like a weekly spread. All right, so the last thing that I would do is, let's pretend this is my real planner. I'm like, okay, well, I have this to-do list, and I said from day 1 to 5, these are the things that I want to get done. So I need to find tree inspo, mantle inspo. I need to go to the store to get supplies. I need to make a list of people to shop for. I need to buy gifts, and I need to be wrapping presents. So more than likely, I'm gonna spend maybe the first couple of days planning, and then I have a couple of days where I can be gathering supplies, and then the last couple of days out of that 5 doing some execution tasks. This is just what sounds logical in my head. Feel free to space this out however you want, as long as you're not trying to do it all in one day, okay? So Monday, I could do my tree inspo. Like, this should only take you a few minutes on Pinterest if you're not like super picky, you know? And then if you're super picky, do not be waiting until 20 days until Christmas to get stuff done. Y'all, you know you better start early. But if you're like me, you're not picky about it, just spend like 10 minutes looking up ideas. So when you write your shopping list, you're not writing from scratch. You can just be like, oh, I need this. I need ornaments that are this color. I want ribbon that's this color. Like, keep it real simple. So I'm going to check that off. I also said I need to get mantle inspo. That's another 10 minutes. This could be like done during a lunch break, you know? I could even make my list of people to shop for. Okay, let's just say that would take 10 to 20 minutes. I don't know how big your family is. It didn't take me that long. It probably took me 15 minutes. I don't really feel like I have that many people to shop for. Okay, so the next thing I would probably think about is I need to go to the store at some point during this week. So let's pretend that it's going to be on Wednesday. So while I'm at the store on Wednesday, I'm going to make sure when I take my supply list, or better yet, order this crap on Amazon, you know, and save yourself some time. But let's say I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to purchase the tree decor if I don't have it already. And so remember, here you were getting that inspo, and as part of getting inspo, you need to be like, okay, I like this color ornament, I like this color ribbon. Like, write that stuff down, because that's where you're going to be taken to the store on Wednesday. So I need to purchase tree decor, and since I'm already at the store, I'm going to purchase mantle supplies. So I'll check that off. I'm going to purchase wrapping stuff. Okay, and then I said I needed to get my first 5 gifts. So just looking at my week, when would be the best time for me to purchase those gifts? I'm going to say on Tuesday. Purchase 5 gifts. Okay, so that's done on Tuesday. And then I said I need to wrap. Oh, purchase tree decor. Okay, I got that. And then I said I need to wrap those 5 gifts. So if I don't have wrapping paper until Wednesday, then I could wrap maybe 3 gifts on Thursday and wrap 2 gifts on Friday. And I feel like, okay, that's the 5 days. And then I have Saturday. We're not using that yet because we're only looking at phase 1. We are not in phase 2 yet. So I need to ask myself once again, is this realistic? Knowing that I'm a working lady that has kids on Monday, is it possible for me to look up tree inspo, mantle inspo, and write a list of people? I feel like I can do that. And y'all know my life is pretty crazy. On Tuesday, could I purchase 5 gifts out of the 20 that I need to purchase? Whether I do that on Amazon, whether I run during my lunch break to the toy section of Target and grab a little something, whether I do that after work, I feel like I can do that. Okay. On Wednesday, purchase tree decor, mantle supplies, and wrapping paper stuff. Could I just make a quick trip to the store and get that stuff done, or could I place an order on Amazon and get that taken care of? I feel like, yeah, I could do that. On day 4, could I wrap 3 gifts? Yeah, I could do that. On Friday, can I wrap 2 more gifts? I feel like I can do that. So that's what this process really is. You take something that's this big old project, and I think this is why sometimes people get overwhelmed, because you don't realize, like, Christmas is a whole project,
And we'd be trying to do all this stuff like 2 days before Christmas. It's overwhelming. So if you take it and break down, like, what are the things I actually need to do? Okay, how can I break this down into phases? Okay, now that I have my responsibilities for the first 5 days, don't look at that. That's overwhelming. Don't look at that. Just look at the first 5 days. And which of these can I do this week? How can I space it out this week and incorporate it into my life so that it doesn't feel overwhelming? And it's gonna feel so light, you guys. It's gonna be like, oh, you know, I don't know if I should make time to do that. It's not really that important. Like, do it while it feels light and easy, you know? So that when Christmas comes around, you won't be feeling overwhelmed. So those are my thoughts on larger project planning. Once again, I learned this from a podcast, and I have not perfected this system for myself, but I figured I would share it because it's gonna help somebody for Christmas. Start early, y'all, okay? Start now if you haven't started already. And then I know someone also asked me about like larger project planning. This is it. This is what I would use for birthday planning. This is what I would use for any type of like major project that needs time to be handled. I remember when I was getting ready to go back to work, I felt like I had a ridiculous amount of things to do and I had 2 weeks to do it. And this is what helped me space it out so I wasn't overwhelming my brain. And I knew like, okay, today's focus is this. This is my frog for today. This is what I'm gonna take care of today. I know I have all this stuff coming, but that is not today's focus. So it helps me like not think about it as one big package deal, but to break it down into small pieces. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I gotta get back to work. See you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Vlogmas Day 6 is complete.